Hey strangers, it's me, Luvlymsk. So recently I've got a request to do another Disney themed video, which I will happily oblige. So today I'm going to be ranking my top favorite Disney movies based on 3 categories: character development, emotional impact, and the soundtrack. Also, my dad got rid of my stool, so I'm gonna be standing for this video, so that's why I look like I'm like uncomfortably hunched over, because I am. And I'm gonna say them in no particular order. I was gonna do them from like least to greatest, but since I'm doing them category wise, they're all gonna have different ratings and some of them may tie, so we'll just see what happens. So this does not include Pixar movies. We're talking only classic Disney movies. Okay, so no Coco, no WALL-E, no Toy Story. If you would like that video, please leave it in the comments below and I will make sure I do that video for you guys. So first, Princess and the Frog. I love Princess and the Frog, obviously. The music, amazing. The storyline, pretty great. I mean, it's based on, you know, the original Princess and the Frog. I don't understand why they couldn't give us our own story, but you know, that's fine. It's fine. It's fine. As far as character development, I don't think it was much Tiana's character development as it was like Naveen's, but as far as Tiana's development, I guess she kind of learned not to be so serious, not to be such a prude, to like enjoy the moment, you know, and like not always have to work, you know. Sometimes you have to have time for yourself. So as far as her character development, it wasn't a huge thing. I gave it a 7, and Naveen, I'm gonna give him an 8 because, you know, he kind of grew more humble throughout the movie. So, you know, I think he had a bit more development than Tiana. Emotional impact, nah, I mean, it was a cool movie, it was cute, but I didn't cry. I wasn't crying like when like no, there was not much emotional impact. Like, it brought on emotions, but it wasn't like sad, it wasn't like super hilarious. I give emotional impact a 2. And as far as the soundtrack, oh my god, I love Princess and the Frog soundtrack. It just has that swing, it has that southern twang, it brings me back to church, and I love that about it. Like, Almost There, 10. Dig a Little Deeper, 10. So as far as the soundtrack, compared to all the other movies, I'm gonna give it an 8, a good 8, you know. So yeah. Okay, so next is Mulan. Not the live action version, whatever that was. We're talking about the regular Mulan. As far as character development, 6. Like, honestly, and that's being generous. I don't think she had much character development. Like, yeah, she did save China or whatever, but I feel like her will, like in her drive, everything, that was kind of stayed consistent throughout the movie. So 6. As far as emotional impact, Mulan, I didn't cry in Mulan either. Like, it wasn't that emotional. It was very inspiring at times. It was nice. It invoked nice emotions. So as far as emotional impact, I give Mulan a 7. Again, that's being generous. But yeah, 7. That's all I really have to say about that one. Frozen. Again, Frozen, such a good movie. I love both of them. I don't know which one I like better. I don't know if I like number 1 or number 2 better. But as far as the ranking, I'm gonna go with the first movie. As far as character development, I think Elsa's character development is a lot more than Anna's. Yes, Anna was hella freaking naive in the beginning of the movie, and I guess she kind of matures a bit throughout the entire journey of the movie, which I really appreciate. Elsa, however, like, you know, I feel like it's the opposite for her. She had this darkness in her. She had like this feeling that she had to be perfect. She had to do all of this and not show her imperfections. And by the end of the movie, I feel like, you know, she really embraced it and wasn't afraid of it anymore, you know, so therefore it wasn't dangerous when she wasn't afraid of it. So I am going to give, for character development, as far as Elsa, I'm gonna give her an 8. As far as Anna, I'm gonna give her a 7. The emotion for me came from this movie at the end when Olaf started melting.
Some people are worth melting for.
That's when I cried. That really got me. I'm sorry. I need a moment. Okay, so as far as that, like, that was pretty much the only emotional moment for me. That and when, oh my God, when the parents died. Okay, I lied. Yeah, that was emotional. Like when that ship crashed. Oh my God. Yeah. That was traumatizing, kinda, sorta. So yeah, the emotional impact for Frozen, I'm also gonna give that a 7. As far as the soundtrack, I really like Frozen's soundtrack. It is one of my favorites as far as, like, you know, Disney movies. It's pretty good. Like, I don't think there's one song that I don't like. I pretty much like them all. And of course, you know, Let It Go, like, topped the charts at some point, so everyone else liked it too. So yeah, so as far as the soundtrack, I'm gonna give it an 8. Moana, emotional impact, 5. Soundtrack, I'll give the soundtrack a 7 because, you know, Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson carried this movie, okay? As well as the Chiefs song, the Where You Are, like that song, good. Those two songs, The Rock song and that song, my 2 favorites. So yeah, I gave soundtrack a 7. It's definitely one of my favorite Disney movies. Actually, it is my favorite Disney movie of all time, a Goofy movie. And as far as character development, I feel like they both had a character development as far as Max and Goofy, because the movie was kind of about them both. Like, there was no main character. Like, Goofy was the main character and Max was the main character. And as far as Max's character development, I feel like he really kind of had a good development as far as him and his dad. Like, it was about the bond between father and son. I am gonna give it a 7. I think they accomplished what they wanted to accomplish, but, you know, it just wasn't hugely, like, impactful. Speaking of impactful, we're gonna talk about the emotional impact. And I think the emotional impact was pretty solid. As far as, like, aw, like, you know, like that song Nobody Else But You, man, that really tugged my freaking heartstrings. I told my dad we have to learn that song so we can sing it together, because me and him gotta sing it. It's so cute. So honestly, emotional development, I gave it a emotional impact. Emotional impact, yeah, I gave it an 8, just because I think it deserves an 8. And last but not least, the soundtrack. 10. 10s across the board. Definitely the best soundtrack of them all. Like, I said it. Fight me. I said it. Argue about it in the comments below. Lion King. Now, that is some emotional impact, but first we're gonna go over character development. As far as Simba, he had a whole freaking character development. Like, are you kidding? Like, he literally had a whole montage of him growing up and, like, you know, him gaining the courage to go back to Pride Rock and, like, avenge his father. Like, yeah, I'm gonna give his character development, I want to give it a 10. I'm gonna give it a 10. Like, I'm gonna give it a 10. Simba gets a 10 for character development. Okay, emotional impact. That one actually did make me cry when Mufasa freaking fell and like the stampede. Yeah. So as far as emotional impact, I'm gonna give it a 9 because yeah, it was emotional, but like that was like the only really emotional moment in the movie. Soundtrack. Of course, the soundtrack has to get a high rating because there's not a person today that does not know the Lion King soundtrack. Everybody knows when they hear Lion King song that it's a Lion King song. So iconic, of course, just like most early Disney movies were. So I'm gonna give the soundtrack a 10. Tarzan. Tarzan is one of my favorite movies. I'm glad we're saving the soundtrack for last because you already know what it's about to be. But as far as character development, definitely, like Tarzan, he literally goes from ape to man in like what, a week, a month? I don't know how long they were there, but yeah, like he learning his roots. Well, yeah. So honestly, as far as his character development, it's pretty up there. I'm gonna give it like a 9 for Tarzan because, you know, he even learned how to speak, like, and that's not easy. Like learning English is not easy, especially in the amount of time he conquered it. So yeah. Emotional impact. As far as the emotional impact for Tarzan, for me, most of it came when he was like a baby. First of all, can we just get a clip of that adorable little baby right here?
Mm-hmm.
If you want me to do a video on the most adorable Disney babies, oh my god, please let me know because I would love to do that. Tarzan would definitely be in there. Okay, anyways, back on topic. Emotional impact. All right, we understand like with his parents and like when his monkey mom took him in, like, yes, that was very heartwarming. When she sang her little song, it was very heartwarming. Yes. So as far as emotional impact, I'm gonna give Tarzan a hard 7. Hard 7. Okay, now let's get into the soundtrack because y'all know, y'all cannot deny that Tarzan's soundtrack wasn't lit. Like Phil Collins ate that movie. Like they didn't even ask for all that probably, but he just laid it down. And you know, Phil Collins, yes. Soundtrack 10 out of 10 across the board. People do not give this movie enough credit, and it is The Emperor's New Groove. Like that is by far one of my favorite Disney movies. Definitely, and obviously in my top 10, but it's probably also in my top 3. Emperor's New Groove, character development, like of course, like I have to give the character development a 10 because Cusco in the beginning of the movie versus the end of the movie, two totally different people. So character development, of course, I'm gonna give it a 10. As far as emotional impact, I don't think the Emperor's New Groove really had that much of an emotional impact. They really tried with like the whole rain and the llama and like the sadness. They tried, but it was more funny than it was like emotionally like sad. So as far as emotional impact, I'm sorry, I'm gonna have to give it a 4. The soundtrack, tricky because it doesn't have many songs in this movie. Honestly, I can only really remember one song in this movie, and that was like the opening song. But that one song was so good, like so freaking good. Like I would get lit to that song. Okay, so as far as that one song that they had, that one song is a 8 alone. So yeah, soundtrack, I'm gonna give it an 8. By the way, have you met my cat Weasley? thank you guys so much for watching. I'm so sorry I haven't been posting. Like, honestly, I really have been busy, but I really love doing this, and I love this channel, and I really love to continue doing it. So I really love you guys' support. If you guys could like, comment, and subscribe down below, that would be very helpful. Tell your friends, anyone who loves Disney, Harry Potter, who is just strange, like, recommend it, you know, because I'm out here and I'm just here, and I love you guys.